Hello and welcome to Prep Set Go Plumbers Principals, where we'll go through PVC essentials. In this video, we'll be going through what PVC primers are, the different kinds, and why priming PVC pipes is essential. As we all know, pipe jointing must be performed by a licensed professional, so this one isn't for those at home or your DIYer. As a manufacturer, we've seen it all, and one of the issues we've come across in the plumbing trade is neglecting to use a primer when pipe jointing. Priming is essential to ensure a strong bond when pipe joining. So what is a PVC primer? PVC primer is a substance typically applied to the joint connections between PVC pipes. What makes PVC primer so effective is that once applied, it sets off a chemical reaction that softens the PVC pipe, making it ready for the PVC cement. So PVC primers, two varieties, general varieties. We've got the clear and the red. The red is probably more common as it's mandated under Australian standards for use in pipe fitting. So why actually use a primer? Well, it serves a number of important functions. Obviously it prepares the surface, it has a cleaning process as well, so it prepares the surface, removes any sort of contaminants, but it also it ensures the longevity of the connection as well, so you get maximum bond strength from the PVC pipe cement that you're applying over the top. So this removes any sort of contaminants, it softens the PVC to a degree, obviously, so you get the best bite or grab of the PVC cement that you're using over the top. Using a primer for your plumbing works is mandatory in Australia, so not using a primer will not pass scrutineering, and obviously it won't pass the standard. Since PVC primer can act as a cleaner, it is sometimes confused with PVC cleaner. However, it's important to distinguish them. PVC cleaner is used to remove oil, grease, and other dirty substances from the outer layer of the PVC pipes. However, it cannot do what a primer can do, which is softening the pipe and preparing it for secure connection. If you use a PVC cleaner on the joints, you will still need to use a PVC primer on them afterwards. So what's the difference between PVC primer and PVC cement? PVC primer can also be confused with PVC cement. They are also two different materials, but for best results and for qualified plumbers to meet the standard, they must be used together. So what kinds of PVC primers are there? PVC primer is naturally clear in colour, but the most common variants are coloured, typically in red. There are a few reasons for this. It makes it easier to tell where you've applied the PVC primer, and it's easier for building inspectors to tell if the primer has been used. In parts of the world where it's mandated, failing to use a PVC primer means your plumbing work will not pass the standard. In Australia and New Zealand, it's part of the plumbing and drainage standards that priming fluids be used, and that the PVC primer is red. So why is priming PVC so important? So PVC primer maximises the strength and longevity of the joint connection. A joint will still weld together without the primer, but the connection will not be as strong, as the primer allows the cement itself to penetrate deeper into the material. The use of a primer is required under AS New Zealand 3500 plumbing and drainage standards whenever PVC solvent is used to join PVC-U and PVC-M pipe. Solvent welding is a process by which a joint is made by chemically fusing together a pipe and a fitting. A solvent is applied to the surface of a PVC pipe spigot and the inside of a matching bell. In some cases, a primer may be used to prepare the surface. The solvent dissolves some of the chemical bonds in the PVC material, effectively melting the material. Once the two surfaces are pushed together, the material from the two surfaces begin to fuse together. As the joint cures, the solvent evaporates and the joint becomes stronger until it essentially becomes a continuous pipe. PVC joints are not actually glued together, they are fused through a chemical change. So when the primer is applied, both surfaces soften and fuse together, creating a chemical weld, and the event has cured. This makes for a leak-free joint. The primer has to be wet when applying the cement, so it must be applied within 5 minutes, depending on ambient temperature, from when the primer has been applied. This is essential as the chemicals are still evaporating and the chemical welding will occur. Thanks for joining us today for the first episode in our Plumbers Principals mini-series. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful and follow us on our socials so you don't miss out on updates, tips and tricks. Until next time, goodbye.